Hello and welcome to this lesson. For this particular study, we shall be looking at key signatures in music. Key signatures in music. Just as you can sing a song at the convenience of your voice range, key signatures is what makes it possible for you to identify the range on which you sing. Sometimes you sing and the key on which you are singing is different from the key of the song you have heard. That is, the range of the song you are hearing now is different. So it is key signatures that is actually helping us or helping you to identify, to be able to perform the song at that range that is convenient for you. Now we are looking at these key signatures. Intervals are the smallest element of music. Intervals combine to form scales. Scales in turn make up the melody and the harmony, which is the lifeblood of music. The key is the next major level of organization in music. It's one of the fundamental elements of musical analysis. So in this lesson, you will learn what makes a key. What makes a key? How to identify a key? And why you should care about the musical key. Now, we are going to look at it under these various subtitles. First, we want to look at the meaning of the key signature. Next, we'll look at the keys identification methods. How do we identify them? We'll now look into the flat keys, then the sharp keys, and take some evaluation questions before we round off. First, let's begin. What is the meaning of key signature? Key signature, by definition, are a musical notation that indicates which notes are sharp or flat in a piece of music. Which notes are flat or sharp in a piece of music. Now, in representing key signatures, we represent them with the sharp keys or the flat keys, and we have 15 of them. And 7 of these keys are flat keys. Another 7 of these keys are sharp keys. And then we have one of them which is a natural key. Now, these accidentals are placed at the beginning of the staff. Sometimes they are placed at the beginning of the staff. Sometimes they are shown on the staff without the key signature. Now, in this case, the flat or sharp keys are placed at the beginning. Now, if it's the flat key, it can be 1, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, and they are not just placed anywhere on the staff. They are placed at specified positions, either on the line or spaces on the staff. And in the same vein, if it's the sharp keys, it's the same way. It could be 1, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So these sharps are equally placed at specified point at the beginning of the staff. So some other times it's possible to equally have them spread out on the staff, where the signatures are not placed at the beginning. This time around, they are now distributed. The scales are shown, and then we have the accidentals being represented by placing them by the notes to show which of the notes are sharpened or which of the notes are flattened in depending on the key signature we are working on. But the most important thing in examining these key signatures is the fact that we are looking at the major keys, and it has a pattern, and the pattern of the major keys is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. That is the pattern of the major scale. So now we are going to go in details now into these keys. Let's see how it works. Let's see how we can identify them. How do we know where it is placed? What are their names, whether they are flat keys or sharp keys? In doing this, we are going to listen to this special class, and thereafter I will come back at the end of this lesson to wrap it up. Now let's have a listen. I'll be back.
Key signatures. Everything you need to know so you don't fail a music class in just 6 minutes. Key signatures are a musical notation that indicates which notes are sharp or flat in a piece of music. They're a useful shorthand because this looks pretty cumbersome, but this doesn't look so bad. But both pieces would actually sound the same because of the key signature. This indicates that all F's, C's, and G's are sharp, and this one says that all B's, E's, and A's are flat. It's important to note that this means all F's are sharp, not just this one, but this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one too. And it's pretty important to play the right key signature because it can really change the sound of a piece. There are 15 key signatures in total, corresponding with the 15 major scales. Learning them all is an important rite of passage for a musician. You'll probably memorize them over time through sheer exposure and practice, kind of like the way you probably memorized all the street names in your neighborhood, but you probably never studied them. However, most people find it useful to have a trick or device to help remember them in the meantime. There are a number of popular tricks, but this device is my favorite one. It looks a little complicated at first, but this device tells you the key signatures for all the sharp and flat keys, and it's really easy to learn. This device also makes a lot more sense when you're aware of a few patterns that emerge in key signatures. So let's take a look at those now. Examining all 15 key signatures, we see that there are 7 keys with sharps and 7 keys with flats. There's just one left over, C major. It's a special case because it only has natural notes, but most people find it pretty easy to remember that C major doesn't have any sharps or flats. Taking a closer look at the sharp keys, the first thing to notice is that they all start the same way. Each one starts with F sharp. G major only has one sharp, and it's F sharp. C sharp major has a whole bunch of sharps, but it starts with F sharp too. In fact, all these key signatures start with F sharp. The second sharp, if there is one, is always C sharp. All of these keys have 2 or more sharps, and they all start with F sharp and then C sharp. This pattern continues. The third sharp, if there is one, is always G sharp. The fourth sharp is always D sharp. The fifth is A sharp. The sixth is E sharp. And the seventh is B sharp. Another way to visualize this pattern is, here's the key signatures for G major, D major, A, E, B, F sharp, and C sharp. The flat key signatures have a similar pattern. You'll notice that the first flat is always B flat. F major only has 1 flat, and C flat major has 7 flats, but they all have B flat as the first flat. The second flat, if there is one, is always E flat. The third flat is always A flat. The fourth is D flat, the fifth is G flat, the sixth is C flat, and the seventh is F flat. Again, to help visualize this pattern, here are the key signatures for F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. So the order of the sharps is this, and the order of the flats is this. They're always in that order, and they always fill in left to right. You'll never see some random combination of sharps and flats together in a key, like C sharp and E sharp or A flat and D flat. That's not a thing. And you'll never see sharps and flats together in a major key signature. That's not a thing either. The phrase I like to use to remember the order of the sharps and flats is, Father Charles goes down and ends battle. The phrase works backwards for the flats too. Battle ends and down goes Charles's father. This is great because you can double check that you've got both sets in the right order, and if you only happen to remember one of the phrases, you can still use it to generate both sets. Battle ends and down goes Charles's father. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. You can come up with your own if you prefer, maybe something like furry creatures gently dozing after eating berries, or before even attempting dancing, get creative fashion, or French children greet diners after explaining backgammon, or bizarrely energetic antelope discuss grandiose corporate forecasts. It doesn't really matter, whatever you can use to remember. Now that we know the order of sharps and flats, we can make use of that device from the beginning. Here's how to write it. First, write out the order of the sharps and flats. Then, draw a line to the right of the C. Add accidentals to the left of the line, sharps for Father Charles and flats for battle ends. Finally, add numbers below each letter starting to the right of the line, then loop around when you get to the end. This device tells us the order of sharps and flats, the names of all major key signatures, and how many sharps and flats are in each key. If you want to know the key signature for A major, find A. We see that there are 3 sharps in A, and we know that 3 sharps has to be F, C, and G. If we want to know the key signature for E flat major, we see that the number says there are 3 flats. We know that 3 flats must be B, E, and A. This works for all the keys. G major has 1 sharp, F sharp. D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. A major has 3, E has 4, B has 5, F sharp has 6, and C sharp has 7. For the flats, F has 1 flat, B flat has 2, E flat has 3, A flat has 4, D flat has 5, G flat has 6, and C flat has 7. If you want to identify a major key signature, just count how many sharps and flats there are and find it in the chart. With this one, we count 5 flats. Go to the flats chart and find the key with 5 flats, D flat major. You'll always know which chart to use because there isn't any overlap between the two. Each key only appears once. This is B and this is B flat. This is F and this is F sharp. This covers 14 keys. The only one that isn't there is C major, and we already know that C major doesn't have any sharps and flats. It's also important to know that the sharps and flats must be on these specific lines and spaces. Just like the written language has been codified over time, so has music. This looks normal, but this doesn't look normal. For the sharps, most people see a shape of 2, 3, 2. On the bass clef, it's the exact same shape, but we start on this F instead and continue the pattern of 2, 3, 2. The flats go in a 2, 2, 2, 1 pattern, and it's the same in the bass clef, except we start down here. And that's it. If you can remember, Father Charles goes down and ends battle, and battle ends and down goes Charles's father, line to the right of the C, accidentals to the left of the line, numbers to the right of the line, and these shapes, then you've pretty much mastered key signatures. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching!
Wow! Now we have looked at what key signatures is all about, the definition, the application. We have seen the notes, we have seen how we can make use of the flat keys, how we can make use of the sharp keys. Now we're just going to take our evaluation questions. I want you to take them down, answer them on your notes, and let me have them. Let me have a look at what you have done. The first one says, what key signatures use the flat accidentals? From this lesson you have gone through now, what key signatures use the flat accidentals? The second one says, name the key signatures that use the sharp accidentals. Name the key signatures that use the sharp accidentals. And the third, what is the difference in the key signatures of the F and F sharp majors and between the B and the B flat major? So what is the difference between these two key signatures? So look at it and tell me, what do you observe as the difference in these key signatures? So this brings us to the end of the class. I want to believe you have learned a lot, you have taken down your notes, and you have understood everything that you need to know about key signatures. See you next time. Bye bye.